530i, a comfortable, reliable, responsible cruiser. It's a dog compared to modern standards. 225, 230 horsepower just doesn't cut it. Vanos reseal on this would probably bring back a few, but I don't know, expectations have changed. I mean, this power is now less than like a base 1 or 3 series, I think. But turbochargers and all this technology in the last 2 decades have changed things a lot. So 831, I didn't get a shop clip in today, so we settled for the next best thing. All the wind noise is because this car doesn't have a windshield installed on it, because the windshield is broken. The customer doesn't want us to take care of it because he lives in Florida, where they hand out windshields like something that gets handed out rapidly. My brain's dead. I just took a quarter mile to think about that and couldn't come up with anything funny. So this morning, Mike got in there, replaced the door lock actuator on the frozen gray 25-year E60 M5. So that's done and working. A trend we're seeing there is that the little rubber studs that seem to be molded in to the door lock actuator / motor assembly for soft closed doors, those seem to break off. Whether that's a function of age or a contributing factor to soft closed door functionality failure, I don't know. Maybe the rubber dries out, the thing snaps off, and then every time you open and close the door, you get this extra thud that just damages and eventually wears out the soft close mechanism. And yet another reason, if you have the soft close doors, use them. Do not slam the doors hard. It seems to be very common that people love to just slam their doors really hard, and that damages things like that over time. And ultimately, that's a $500 or $600 part, 3 hours of labor to install. You got to screw around with the vapor barrier, pain in the ass. So we took care of that this morning. Then Sam brought his M3 in. He had another noise. We found a whole bunch of loose heat shields, not from when we had it down, but whoever did the subframe and differential work in that car seemingly kind of put everything back in place, but then went to lunch and then came home and bought a new TV and set that up, and then just completely forgot that, oh, we didn't torque any of the stuff on the M3. So we'll probably be chasing noises and rattles in that car for a while, but anything with an exposed fastener under the car today, I put a wrench on and snugged up, and we found a whole bunch of stuff that was real loose, including another one of the rear subframe bolts. The rear right subframe bolt had worked its way out a few threads, and the cup was kind of tinking on the bolt. So back down to 57 pounds. Check the other ones now, so he should be good. And then we also calibrated or synchronized his master keys that came back from my repair guy in LA. Then, Pyology for lunch. That was good. The rest of my pizza's in the trunk, and I'll probably be heating it up within the hour. And then we started on Kennan's car. Kennan's car is in there for all things brakes. And today we started on the front, removed the calipers, removed the rotors, cleaned up the bearings and hub really well, got a wire wheel in there, some WD-40, made them look almost new. I even chased the threads on there, and I put my rotor on, spun it up, sounded good. And Mike's getting ready, and he's got his cleaned up, and then we notice, oh shit, this one's tinking. Well, son of a you-know-what. So we waste a half an hour cleaning all that up to then find out, yes, I know this is bad practice, we will now be testing the bearings before we do any sort of cleaning. But he needs bearings. The genuine ones are not available. They're on back order with no ETA. The OE and OEM parts seem to be no longer available anywhere, so we may be in a situation here. I'm going to have to hear from FCP tomorrow and see what there is we can do. After that, we changed our attention to the rear and rebuilt the entire parking brake assembly back there. New pads, new rotors, new calipers installed, not bled. The only thing we're waiting on back there now are the dust boots that go over the bleeder screws. Tomorrow we'll keep working on Kennan's car, and I think that's going to consist of the brake master cylinder, booster, brake fluid reservoir, all that stuff up under the driver's side cabin box. So we'll get that taken care of. And we could bleed the brakes out tomorrow since the calipers are installed. We'll have to put something in between the pads so the pistons don't pop out since we don't have rotors on there. And until we get front bearings, we will not be able to finish the car and put the brakes on, which is unfortunate. So I'm doing my best, Ken, and I really am. Dealing with these back-ordered parts is really, really, really annoying. So I'm going to get home, take a quick shower. Actually, probably not a quick shower. Today I'm wearing a lot of mascara, a lot of brake grease and stuff on my arms, and you know how doing brakes is. So we'll get cleaned up, have some pizza, and then probably get to bed. And this may end today's clips. My dad was supposed to make it back from Hawaii today. That's not going to happen. Problems with the flights. Looks like it's going to be Friday.